Welcome. Today we're going to be covering a question from Christine. Christine said, is meditation observing thoughts or being present or both? Is it one or the other or both at the same time? Does observing thoughts bring you to the present? Okay, so we're really going to be covering exactly what does the word meditation entail, and also in your practice, is it beneficial to observe thought or to disengage from thought and let thought go? So you're going to hear many definitions of meditation on this journey, depending on the conversation that you're having and who you're speaking to and what is relevant for that moment. So don't be so strict with the finding the definition of that word. However, if we are to because there's going to be different levels to where you can define meditation, different levels of understanding will understand the word meditation in a different way. So if we are trying to speak in a higher sense of the word meditation, it means awareness of being. When you are aware of being, rather than the usual personal state of being this, being that, which is a constant identification with the restless mind, which is full of motives, always judging, interpreting, projecting, right? This is what we call the state of being this, being that. And that is the personal state of consciousness. Whereas meditation is awareness of being, conceptless, motiveless, judgmentless, projectionless, awareness of being. This is being still, or as you said, being present. In the beginning, being present isn't necessarily felt with such clarity as awareness of being. It's almost just like a thing you're sort of like forcing your mind to do, it feels like. But over time, gradually, as you practice this and you grow in maturity of this practice and understanding, you start to understand what is being meant by when we say awareness of being. It is a wordless acknowledgement, thoughtless acknowledgement of I am. In other words, being as you are, simply being. It's like taking off this suit of personhood and simply being. Throughout the day, you're just being a person, and even a person is a constantly changeful mask, Whereas in meditation, in any moment of practice throughout the day, when you are aware of being, in that very moment of clarity, you shed away this suit of personhood, this costume. That is why it feels so peaceful, because you're letting go of the perceived limitations, of buying into and identifying with the perceived limitations. So, now how to get to this awareness of being, right? Then if this is what meditation is in a higher sense, then what to do? Should I disengage from my thoughts or should I observe my thoughts? Well, notice that if you really try to observe your thoughts, in the moment that you become the observer of thought actually disappears. When we say the term be aware of your thoughts or observe your thoughts, so your usual way of perceiving is that I am in the flow of thought. I am the thought that is flowing. So, right, we're in the river flowing with the thought. But now you are learning to notice that you are not in the river flowing. You are seeing the whole river flow. Very subtle, but please notice the difference. One is where you are inside of the flow, flowing with the current. The other right? Observe the thought. It's like where rather than being the thought, thinking thoughts, you are like externalizing or objectifying the whole process of thought. Not thinking about thoughts. That's not observing thoughts. That's just thinking thoughts. To be aware of thought or observe thoughts, you are objectifying thought. You are becoming aware of thought as a process, a whole, rather than like being observing with a vested interest. You are just acknowledging what was currently appearing. I hope that's clear. So in that moment, thought stops because the position of the witness is thoughtless. So if you once again start thinking about what you were, of whatever thoughts you were observing, then once again you jump right back into the current, the river, and start flowing in the river again until you once again become aware of the whole thought process happening as a whole. So you see, that's the difference. One is like being the thinker of the thought and thinking versus just being aware of thinking appearing. I want you to play around with this because when you grow in this realization, when you grow in this experimentation, it's so freeing. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that as your meditation practice. I would only recommend that during the day when you do find yourself, maybe restlessly caught up in thought and you just need sort of like it's almost like a moment of reflection of what was currently appearing in the mind. But don't try to do anything with it. Just observe and let go. Because if you're too interested in the contents of mind, you will keep getting swayed by the mind. You will keep jumping in that river and getting swept away by the current. What I always recommend is, in moments of practice especially, disengaging from thought entirely. Just learning to take the attention away. You're not fighting thought. You're not trying to get rid of it. You're not trying to do anything about it. You're simply learning to take the attention away. Because the attention is the life force, the juice off of which thoughts thrive, off of which thoughts survive. So when you just start to take the attention away, all concepts drop away. And more you start to experience this space of aware being aware. In the beginning, it's not clear, but gradually, as you start to experience this absence of thought more and more, you will start to naturally grow in the recognition of, hey, when thought is not, what still remains? So it is like just a natural noticing that's going to flower and mature within you. So in your meditation practice, disengage entirely from thought. And here on the channel, we only really talk about 2 pointers. One, you take attention away from thoughts and you just bring it to your body sensation. Or you can start with the sensation of just your hands, because that is a totally conceptless witnessing. Or we talk about self-inquiry in depth, right? You take attention away from thoughts and simply return to the noticing of awareness, being aware. That itself is the highest meditation, simply being as you are. Now, if you really want to go deeper into this, you have to create a sit-down practice. You can't just keep running away from this silence and say, hey, I'm just going to practice for moments in the day. Because you will be able to do so, sometimes, but you're largely still going to be caught up in the momentum of identification with temporary phenomena. And it's always going to keep you personal. So you need to create some windows during your day where you sit down and practice this disengagement from thought and learning to bring the attention back home. So it is difficult, but you have to do it. If you are serious about this, if you are really interested in this, then you have to make time for it and you have to do it. It's simple as that. If you keep running away from silence and just watching these videos and stuff, they're not going to do anything. And it's only going to make you more frustrated because you're going to think that you are spiritual and doing all these things, but nothing's happening. No difference is being made. You're still suffering. So don't make it worse for yourself. Just do the necessary. You have to embrace silence. Only in silence will you grow in maturity and understanding. So I'm giving away a free resource right now that's going to help you with meditation. It's my self-inquiry guide. It's a free PDF document. You can download it down below. And if you do need help with this, if you want to work with me and you want to be part of our community where everybody is helping each other overcome obstacles to this practice, and over there we have course material too, which will help you take your practice deeper. You can learn more about my School of Awakening community. I'll link it down below. All right, we'd love to have you. I hope that this video helped you. Again, if you have questions on this, please put them in the comment section below. I'll be making more and more videos answering questions from the comments. Like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video and gained value from it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.